What's up, guys? Cam here for another question, and today I'm coming at you from Vancouver, BC. Today's question comes from the Ask Me Anything thread that I have going on the subreddit Stop Gaming. And the question comes from a user named It Must Be Love, Love, Love. And their question is this: Hi Cam, for a long time I used gaming as a distraction from the problems I have. I am currently studying for my bachelor's degree in engineering, and whenever problems came up, I just lost myself in video games. I quit roughly 2 weeks ago. Good job. But I still distract myself from studying or working by browsing the internet or watching gaming streams. My question is this: how did you manage to change this avoiding habit so that you could be more productive at work or education? I do have more free time, but I still fill it almost completely with distractions. So this is a great question, and definitely one of those questions that I think are a cornerstone piece of this gaming problem. And really, I'm going to continue to talk about this over and over again, but gaming is just a symptom of a root cause, and part of that root cause that I haven't shared that much about yet, but I'm going to in the future, is it's distracting. It's just our go-to activity whenever we're bored, or whenever we need to be distracted, or we have something like schoolwork to do or something like that, and instead we decide to just go and procrastinate in games. So what we want to identify is that gaming is just the outlet, but what's really going on is this desire for procrastination, or this anxiety or these emotions that we have inside that we're going to games to distract ourselves or to check out or to just avoid dealing with them. But at some point in our life, we're going to need to learn how to deal with those emotions. So this is definitely a problem that I relate to and still have to work on every single day. And so part of it comes down to focus and developing a better way to learn how to focus. Just to give you a quick exercise for that, for me, today, for example, I spent the entire day doing my taxes, and that sucks. That's an activity I find incredibly boring. It's monotonous, it's not inspiring, and so it's really easy for me to procrastinate. So what I do is I focus for 10, 15, 20 minutes at a time, then take a quick break, and then get back into it. And that's the key, is that if I focus for 15 minutes, I make progress, and then I take a quick break. Maybe I stand up, I walk around, but then I go right back into the activity for another 10, 15, 20 minutes. You can go up to an hour, but these short breaks for me help me be able to release that energy that kind of builds up, but then I get back in. And over time, for example, today I did that for literally 7 hours, 8 hours straight with a lunch break in between. And so now I'm walking around feeling great, because after 8 hours, I've really put in a lot of work and made a lot of progress. Whereas I could have easily took a break and then never got back to it and just avoid it. So those short little bursts I find really help me, because over time, inch by inch by inch, I'm able to make progress. So that's the first thing. The second thing is developing your ability to stay focused more long term, and to become more aware of the times when our emotions are building up, and identifying them, having that emotional awareness, so that as they build up, we're able to identify them and then deal with them in a way that's more productive or healthy. So I'm a big advocate of learning meditation and developing a meditation practice. So you can go to headspace.com, and they have a 10-day challenge where you meditate 10 minutes a day, and it's free. It works with your iPhone or your Android, and I think they even have a web app. But what's really important is that you go through and start meditating at least every single day for 10 minutes. And after the 10-day challenge, I just restart it, so I never end up paying. But developing a meditation habit will help you out a lot, because that's going to help you identify and become more aware when your emotions are building up, and then help you actually develop that muscle to not just try and avoid them. So that's really key. And the last point that I think is really important is that you refocus on why you're doing what you're doing. So why is school important to you? Sure, you might have started going to school because your parents told you to or something, but you're there. And so I think it's really important that you try to identify, why is it important to you? And why are you actually doing it? Why are you going there every day? Why are you doing your homework? Yes, you might be doing it for your parents, but now you need to take it a step further and identify why you're doing it for you. And that will really help you not have to avoid it when you do have schoolwork. So lastly, needing a temporary escape, which is one of the needs I talk about for gaming, that's natural. And so it's just about developing these different activities that will help give you that break from studying that don't necessarily become gaming. So for me, I go for a walk, I can DJ for a minute, I can just take a break. There's these different activities you can do that give yourself a break in between studying that aren't necessarily gaming or browsing the internet, right? Because so many gamers, when they quit, they just end up browsing Reddit or watching gaming streams. And I think gaming streams are actually something to avoid completely, because it's only going to make you want to play games more. And I'll share that in a video about cravings. But you need to find these new activities that will give you a break when you are desiring one, that don't push you into games. So you want to think about that. And there's a list online that we have, I'll link it below, that I've actually moved into sectioning it so that there's passive activities where that's like lower energy, and there's more active activities, which is like exercise and things like that. So just make sure that you have those more passive activities that will be really good for you when you need a break. But most importantly, meditate. I can't stress that enough. That's going to be one of your cornerstone habits that will really help you move on. So thanks for the question. I hope that helps. And if it does, make sure you guys comment, make sure you guys subscribe. I respond to everything that I get, every email, every comment. So make sure you leave me yours. And if you know any other gamers that would get value out of this, make sure you share it. All right, peace.